You know what's real? When people don't beat around the bush. They say it as it is. Bitcoin's down again, and the question is why. And everybody's got a reason. Everybody's got a thought, a theory, and I have. But I look at the news, I look at what's said on X, and between the two, I disregard about 90% of it. And the question is why Bitcoin is down. And if you listen to the news, they'll tell you the usual things. They'll say interest rates might stay higher, markets are nervous, investors are taking profits, tech stocks are down, so crypto's down. And you know, some of it's true, but here is the thing. Crypto doesn't really listen to the news. Crypto listens to money. Should we just not beat around the bush when it comes to Bitcoin? Let's stop pretending that we all know what's happening. We all have some convoluted theory about what the answers are, because ultimately no one fucking knows. Let's just be blunt. Everyone's got a theory, I've got mine, and this is mine, and this isn't financial advice, so don't take it to be financial advice. But sometimes I think looking outside the box helps. You know, if you listen to the news, they'll tell you the usual things. Interest rates might stay higher. Markets are nervous. Investors are taking profits. Tech stocks are down. Crypto's down. And you know, some of that is true. But crypto doesn't listen to the news. Crypto listens to money. And if you go on X, which, let's be honest, it is the real crypto trading floor, you know, the conversation's very different. People aren't talking about headlines, they're talking about liquidations. And it basically means that too many traders were using borrowed money. You know, betting Bitcoin would go up, and when the price dipped, the market forced their positions closed. Tired of seeing people long in, short in. Think of it like this. If a lot of people are standing on a shaky ladder and one step breaks and everybody falls at once, but it's that person that is causing that step to break that is the reason why everybody falls at once. But it's not a person. It's not a single entity. And that's what a leverage wipe looks like. You know, X is watching ETF flows. The big Bitcoin rally last year was driven by institutions buying through ETFs, but right now those flows have slowed down. Not panic selling, just big money taking a breather. And when big money pauses, the market drifts. And here's what I think is actually happening. And this is the part that I feel like either nobody explains properly or they don't do a very good job of explaining it. I don't think Bitcoin is reacting to crypto news. I think it's reacting to liquidity. And you might already know that or think that, or that might already be a theory of yours. But liquidity just means how much easy money is moving around the system. But the problem is, when money is cheap and it's flowing, that's when Bitcoin flies. But when money gets tighter, Bitcoin struggles. And right now, global money conditions are tightening. Interest rates are staying higher. Investors are being more cautious. You know, risk is coming off the table, like the table's on a slant. And Bitcoin, whether we like it or not, it's still treated like a high risk asset. Not to everybody, but to a lot of people. And when the financial tide goes out, and I'm a squid, so you know, I'm watching the tide, well then the crypto goes out faster. But there's another layer to this. This isn't a crash. For me, this just looks like a reset. You know, the market ran hot, too much leverage, too much hype, too many late longs, and now the market's shaking people out. But we know why it's shaking people out. You know, there's lower leverage, less excitement, but more fear. And weirdly, for me, that's healthy. Because bull markets don't climb in a straight line. They climb after they scare everyone first. So if you compare the three views, You know, the news says it's macro uncertainty. Be careful. You know, X says leverage got wiped out and ETF flows slowed. But, and here's the but what's probably really happening is this, and this is my opinion only. The global money tap isn't fully open right now. Bitcoin is waiting for it to turn back on. And when liquidity returns, when big money starts flowing again, that's when Bitcoin moves. Not because of headlines, because the system is fueled again. And until then, expect chop, expect fear, expect people calling the top, as they do, to try and manipulate their own positions, to try and profit from your positions. But if this cycle is anything like the others, this isn't the end. This is the reset. And if you really want to know what tells you the next big Bitcoin move before the price does, then don't watch the headlines. Don't watch influencers. Don't watch the calls. Watch the stable coins, because the stable coins are the cash of crypto. When more stable coins are being created, more money is entering the system, and new money is fuel, and that fuel usually flows into Bitcoin first. So if stable coin supply is growing, liquidity is increasing, and when the liquidity increases, Bitcoin usually moves next. Price doesn't lead, liquidity leads. And right now, for me, that's the signal smart money is watching. Over and out. Squiddy.